Yo, what's up, everybody? Let me get this shared out properly. How you guys doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm trying to get it's not working properly. Let me just see if I can just share the stream itself. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. I got it. I found it. What's up? What's up? Let me get chat open. All right. Chat is open. I can see it. How's the sound? Is the sound good? Can you guys hear me? Yo, what's up, Goma? How you doing? All right, guys. Oh, it's been a crazy day today. Wonderful. What's up, Drew? What's up, NL? How you guys doing? Today's been, I wouldn't say crazy. It's just been it's been busy. I've had a busy, and that's why I've started at a different time today. There's a couple reasons why I started at a different time. The camera looked laggy for a second. But yeah, so I got to start at a little bit different time today, but it's good. It's good. How's the sound? Is the music too loud? Is it too low? Let me know. Like I kind of adjusted some things from last stream, and yeah, the camera seems a little laggy for some reason. Just going through. I haven't checked like Twitter or anything, Discord, like all morning. I've been busy. So today, my wife and my mom went shopping for a couple things for the baby shower coming up, and so I used that opportunity with my dad to get some stuff done around the house. Wanted to check my AC unit since we're not running the air condition as much. Louisiana, a couple days from now, it could probably be 80, 90 degrees, and we'll be turning the AC on again. But because we're not running as much, I wanted to kind of work on it and fix it and stuff. So we cleaned out the coils and just kind of maintenance it all, and then I also had to run some insulation in my attic because I'd fixed the ceiling, hallway ceiling, because when we first moved into the house, an electrician stepped through the ceiling and put a hole, and so we hadn't fixed it in a while. And so we had fixed that, and I'd moved it's like loose insulation, so I moved all that to the side to fix the ceiling, and so I never put it back, and I wasn't about to go and push all that loose insulation back because it was just too much. So I just went by the strip of insulation, and we just rolled it out, cut it, put it on top, and we were done with it. So that's what I was doing today. Make sure everything is running okay. Awesome. Let me make sure I got everything shared out on Twitter. If you guys want, those that are here, share the stream if you want. If you have a Twitter, I'd appreciate any help just to get people in and watching, and if they enjoy, then they can sub. If you enjoy, then you sub. I don't want you to be like, just sub and just no. If you enjoy the content, sub, and I appreciate it. But if you don't, then don't sub. All right, I don't want to force you to do anything, and hopefully we can get some people from Tavern Squad in here, because today's exciting. I just was like, I reached out to Knackfisch, and I was just like, hey, would you want to come on Derp and Coffee and talk? And responded, and I was very surprised. And so, yo, what's up, Lucy? I was surprised, and I'm excited to be able to talk to him about his journey and what he's doing with the project, and about Tavern Squad and the dungeon raid system, and maybe get a couple leaks from that, maybe, or a little inside information. Who knows? But I'm excited to learn about him and the project, because the project honestly is solid. It looks fun. I was listening to some of the lore the other day, Let's check tavern right now. I think it's like at 80. Yeah, 78 floor. 470 listed. Not bad. About 4%, 4.5%. Not bad at all. It's a pretty thin floor to 100. I imagine it's I guess about, yeah, maybe 40, 50. Let's see, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times 5, 65. 65 till 100 floor. It's not bad. It probably gets much thinner after that. Do you speak German, Malal? No, I do not speak German at all. I mean, let me turn this off. My only German I know is like, I don't even know if it's German. It's like Gesundheit, but that's not, that's like saying bonjour in French, you know? Because Knackfisch does. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's good to know. I thought, man, for some reason I thought Knackfisch was from, I thought he lived in the States. I could be mistaken. What's up, Jenna? How you guys doing today? You doing all right? Y'all doing fine? Today's been a little hectic for me. I kind of all over the place. I haven't really been, settled down and looked at things today in the crypto space. And Knackfisch is a German word, by the way. What does it mean? I've actually never heard of that word. So I thought it was just like a name. What does that mean? Check Discord. Yeah, dude, imagine. Was trying to find a video pic of Malal's ceiling. I found this. Wait, I posted a picture of the ceiling in Discord. I don't remember that. Oh, Fly almost missed it, man. Jenna, thank you so much. Yeah, let's talk about that. Last night I had an all-time high sale, and that's pretty exciting. I mean, it was kind of emotional. I was talking with Alex. We had talked a little bit. I had an offer the other day for, I want to say 1,600 on it, and it just didn't feel right. I was like, man, I don't want to accept it. I feel like I've held it for this long. I don't think 1,600. I wouldn't feel right if I accepted that. And so, good thing the guy that made the offer made the decision for me. The offer probably lasted, I don't know, 12 hours at the most. Like, it didn't last long. That's crazy to me. Like, if I really want something I'm offering, I'm gonna let it sit until that person either declines it or it's been a couple days, But they decided, hey, look, you had plenty of time to accept or not. I'm gonna move on. So they did. And I was talking to Alex whenever. I was just letting him know. I wasn't even trying to, I knew he liked zombie chains, but I was just like, man, this guy offered me 1,600. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of talk to him about that kind of stuff sometimes when making decisions about certain things, especially with zombie chains. And he's like, dude, you know what? I want it. He's like, give me a little bit of time and I'll get some ADA together and wait till the end of the week and I'll put in an offer. And I was like, all right. And I didn't say anything to him. And I think he was talking in Discord chat. And he had mentioned it or something, and I didn't want to push the issue. It's like, if you wanted to offer or you wanted to bring it up again, that's fine. I had it listed. I was no sweat. I mean, I had the thing for almost a year, And then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. And so he sent me a DM. He's like, look, I'm putting the offer. It should be there. Talked a little bit, and then I accepted it. And so that, yeah, 2,000 ADA for zombie chains. It was a diamond grill. It's a nice one. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh my gosh, I'm like way down here. Let's see. Yeah, this guy right here. This is the one I sold. So there's two things that were good about this one. It was a clean looking one. But the diamond grills is like very rare as far as zombies are concerned, and I think there's only been like one other or two other sales this year with diamond grills. Like, they haven't sold. Either they're maybe priced too high or just people are holding them. They are pretty highly priced. Mine went for a little under, I think, the floor, or maybe right at the floor. But this one I think has looked better because it also has the bull ring. We call him Dennis Rodman. Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, that happened last night. I've held it for a while, and I think Alex got a great deal. I was happy with the deal as well. So yeah. Yo, what's up, Lucy? Tavern Squad is a game, right? So I wouldn't necessarily call it a game. I would call it more of you'll see. You'll see today, Mike. It's not really a game. It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm getting on this game and I'm playing it. It's more of like an RPG, like you just send your. We'll talk about it. I don't want to speak without really knowing, but in my mind, it's more of a browser based type of thing, if that makes any sense. I got my first Tavern Squad NFT this week. Nice, congrats. I've had them for a while. I sold all of mine a while back, and then I bought some more. So I'm happy to buy back in. I think they're going in a great direction, and I think just seeing them partner with Derps is exciting. So I'm excited about it as well. So Zombie Chains doesn't have rarity on CNFTs tools. What determines how much one is worth? Just the look. Yeah, it's just like how we rank or look at derplings. You know, there's not really. I mean, there is a ranking. There is ranking. I think maybe I'm mistaken, but it just goes off of the traits. Like we do with derps, like deity tails. Like all those are high, sought after. Those have a higher dollar. So like the diamond grills is the rarest mouth trait. So it's one of the higher end traits. You have the other things I never really held, but go for pretty high penny. And then also just like looks. Like if there's a combination of certain things, people really like those. They'll go for them. I know one guy likes to collect like all like the clown looking stuff. So yeah. Thank you, Quad. I appreciate it. Dang, the diamond grill brings back memories. Yeah, I used to have that for my PFP for a long time. So it's exciting to see it in somebody else's hands. It's a little bittersweet, but it's going to a good place, and I think the 8.0 will help me in my journey and just working on investing that and. Yeah, I'm getting closer to the goal that I'm seeking in the crypto space. So it's a win-win. It's a win for me. It's a win for Alex. I'm excited. Reminds you of Baldo, the zombie chain, diamond grills. That is. Oh yeah. The Baldo diamond grills are pretty funny. Let's see. Guys, if you have any questions like you want to ask or you want me to bring up to Knackfisch whenever we start the Twitter space. Then let me know. What's it called? Diamond. Dang, it's taking forever. I don't know why it does that. Like, yeah, it's taking forever. I don't like that. But yeah, you can barely see it. It's kind of hard to see. Intense look. What's up, Fly? I went to Taco Bell. We were rushed for time. We had just finished up. Me and my dad had finished up outside, and my parents left, and they were going to do something. And I told my wife, I was like, we gotta get something quick, right? Eat something. I'm starting soon, and so we just went to hurry up and get Taco Bell. We could have ate. We had food at home, but we like Taco Bell every once in a while. Let me get this off the screen. Don't want to scare people away, because that's a face only a mom could like. Let's just be honest. I like this orc. I like the red orcs. I don't have one. I don't think. Not. Tavern Squad related, but really push Dave on getting a JPEG better. Yes, I know, and maybe even an animated picture. It really does take the listing page to the next level. It does. Trust me. I've mentioned it countless times. So I'm not gonna bother him about it. If somebody else wants to bother him, then go ahead and DM them. But I've put it in projects. I've DM'd them about it. So yeah. I thought you were about to sweep Baldo's live and make this your last live stream. Imagine, some people might think that's a horrible play, but it might work out in the end. I'll report this channel if he did. Thoughts on Fortress? I don't know what Fortress is. From what Dave said, he mentioned that it wasn't anything really to do with Derp Birds. It's more on the mutant side, and that we were just kind of working with them. And then maybe it's something that's like, maybe it wouldn't affect the roadmap to Derp Birds, but it'll affect the NFT space. I don't know. I'm really not sure. After he said that, I was confused. I had no idea what it might be. Heard it here in chat. We all need to DM Dave. Dave has been he's been off the radar here recently. I know like he kind of dropped in chat for a little bit the other day, but he's been kind of quiet on Twitter and Discord. He's been busy, and that's understandable. So. But Cosmo. Oh, about doing the JPEG thing, about the banner and stuff. He was a bit said, yeah. Said. Yeah, he said general chat made him say it. Said. I keep saying said. Said. I noticed that we didn't get any. Yeah, that's what I was asking about this morning. We didn't get any announcement. I mean, the last announcement was talking about like the Gosha Mint or whatever, and the Derp Hangout, which happened Tuesday. It's the 29th today, the 25th. We were, he's a busy guy. I'm not gonna bother him. Let him do his thing. He's an adult. We're all adults. I sent a report of all the ideas that were in projects since. Oh, really? Nice. Thank you, Kubis. You're going above and beyond. See, guys, if you want to be a model derp in Derp Discord, you gotta follow Kubi's follow his track. Don't be Millie, don't be fly off, don't be a Millie or a fly off. Be a Kubi's. How do you say it? I say Cubbies, Kubies, QB. There's different ways to say it. I don't know which one's right. That's hating fun. All right. No, you just have to meme. Okay. All right. Let's. What time is it? So we still have 15 minutes. We're good. We're good to go. Let's check Twitter. So you guys kind of see like what I do as I'm sitting on my PC. Like this is just got an inside look of what I do. I got all these different windows open and Kubi's is sad right now. He lost his dancing chickie. Yeah, what happened with that? What is that about? I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. Was that like a certain server emote or sticker or something? It's not still available? I don't even know what to look up. I just look up dancing. You might get some bad stuff. Dancing chickie. Dancing chick. Where's it at? Dancing duck. It's a duck, right? Dancing duckling. Where is it at? Twerking chicken, oh my lord. What did Carmen say about derps on the spaces? A fellow derp ape shared it earlier. I don't know. There we go. There it is. Add that to the favorites. What did Carmen say about derps on the spaces? I don't know. You have to let's try to find it. Let's see. Law investigative work. Today. Guys, do you know what Carmen yesterday on the Twitter space was on? I mentioned Derp Birds as one of the best projects on Cardano. You can listen to it here. Really? I wonder at what point he said that. Yeah, he's been talking about look at this. Well, you know what Carbon keeps telling me, Derps are next. Dang, guys, whew, it gets me a little excited. It gets me excited, cause man, like, it can just pop off, man. We've seen it time and time again. Just projects just going off. Oh my gosh, you know what's funny is that the people in general chat that don't know this is happening are just like, what the heck is going on? It's just, they might even be thinking, oh look, it's a normal day in Derp Discord, but we all know what's happening here. We missed the chickie. Are you a real Derp? If you didn't look up any GIF. I don't know what you mean by that. I couldn't find the time frame. Yeah, I wonder whenever he says it. What's up, Philip? How you doing? You see me? How many people we have here? I usually don't check this stuff, but I noticed last time we got up to like we have 17 people watching. Nice. I know, like, back in the day whenever I did like Twitch, it was kind of like shunned upon when you like looked at your viewer list. I don't think you can do it on YouTube, but like you could see like the usernames that are watching you, and so it's kind of like a bad habit or a bad what's the word? Just bad practice to look at that viewer list and call people out, because a lot of times people just like to watch and lurk, right? So like the people that want to be known that they're watching, they'll comment, they'll say stuff. If you're here and you want to say stuff, then you can comment. But like a lot of times, like I'll look and see, I'll know people that are watching, but I won't say nothing. And it's just funny because like you'll recognize certain names or repeat viewers or stuff. But I don't think I had that on YouTube. So I'm surprised whenever I see that amount of people watching. So welcome everybody. Like I said, if you enjoy the stream, like, subscribe. If you enjoy the content, right? It helps other people find it. If people are looking for information on Derp Birds, Tavern Squad, just NFTs in general, it helps boost that in the algorithm. So I'd appreciate you guys sharing that. And we're closing in on 10 minutes now until the Twitter space actually starts. Okay. Richie's here. Oh, let's go look at let's go jump into Tavern Squad. Let's go jump into Tavern Squad. I ain't ashamed. I'll plug it. They're going to learn something today. We're all going to learn something today. We're all going to enjoy it and have fun. One of the things that Knackfisch said is that his voice was getting him trouble the other day or this week. That's why when he was on the Twitter space, he came in and he just said derp. He said his voice was kind of going out. So that's one thing. We'll kind of keep it short. We'll keep it right at an hour, hopefully, and if we have to end it early, we can still hang out here after he leaves if his voice is giving him trouble. But yeah, if you guys have questions, be thinking about it. If you want to ask here, you can ask here on the comments, and I'll see it. Or you can jump into the space and ask there. But just kind of give a rundown. I'm sorry, I'm burping. I just ate. Kind of give a rundown. I'm just gonna do just asking about him and his journey in the NFT space and in Tavern Squad and where they're at now, where they're going, Dungeon Raise, the partnership with Derp Birds, all that jazz. So So yeah, it ought to be fun. It ought to be fun. Make sure I get to the right spot here, guys. I broke almost at 2,100 followers. Like, it's been crazy since I hit 2,000. It's jumped a lot. I actually did this. So like this body, I just clipped it out from a Tavern Squad, put it over mine. I extended the leg because like on the Tavern Squads, there's usually an ear here in this area, so like the leg is broken up. So I just kind of filled that in, and then I drew this coffee mug and took the icon and put the coffee in the steam. And this is Knackfish's profile picture. I couldn't find, this is not an actual combination. I could be mistaken, but I don't think this is an actual combination as far as an NFT for Tavern Squad. It's like his own makeup of traits, because I don't think this is in the rotation. At least this combination of traits. So yeah, I have 30 minutes to start. I just want to make sure I get it properly. Yeah, so I have that set up like that, so I can start whenever the time starts. I didn't realize Derp and Coffee is right now. Yeah, jump on in, Curly. What's your guess on the next staking partner? So there was talks on Twitter. I saw, of course, we know Cornucopia is one for sure. They kind of released that in their Kopi Cafe a couple days ago or yesterday, so we know them. But it's only a certain one. It's like some kind of bubble jet or something. I forget which NFT, but it's one of their NFTs that if you have that, you can stake that. I say the next one is that. I think of goats. I think there was, I mentioned someone else, but it's not gonna be like Cardano lands, where any and every project, it seems, is being staked there for Hexo. And no, it's gonna be more of a select. Dave's being like, okay, this project is established. We know the founders. We know they're not gonna be going anywhere anytime soon. We gotta be careful with who we partner with in the staking, because it does reflect back on the original project, right? If that project ends up rugging or going away or whatever, it does reflect back on Derp Birds, whether we like it or not, right? So you have to be mindful of that and select teams and projects that are solid and that have a foundation, right? Because man, I'll just be honest, like if I go down and I look at the collaborations we have here, Age of Orcs is not doing well, right? Cardano lands, they're doing okay. Getaways, they're doing okay. Crypto Raggies is doing decent. We have some Crypto Raggy fans in here. They have probably are way under the radar as far as the game that they have and what they have established already. I personally think the reason that is because, and this is just my personal taste, it's because it's cats. I don't like cats. It's more of a simple art form, like the way the cats look and stuff. I think if it was a little bit different, it might have better traction. Who knows? Personally, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not fudding them at all. Like, it's a great project. It really is. It's just not something I want to be in. So we just got to be careful of, the collaborations and partnerships we have, because it does affect you. You're associated with those people and those projects. No. Are you serious? Coco Loco, yes. Coco Loco over trash bags for sure. Goats will be a good partnership, I think. And then you got to think about like stuff like newer projects, right? Like, how soon do you wait after a project launches? Like, okay, for instance, Mallard Order, solid project. They've set some records as far as amount of volume in a short amount of time. I think probably one of the bigger non-metaverse projects that have got that kind of volume in that short amount of time, right? So you gotta think, how long after a project launches do you consider them in partner staking? First thing that comes to mind is Ore Ore 3 times, because they're doing great, right? It's the new thing, but like, where, how do you give them time to kind of get their feet underneath them and establish themselves in the space? People realizing, okay, they're here to stay. This is not just a flop or whatever. Like, you have to, there's that grace period, I guess you can say. Can someone check if their Derp apes still earn XP on the Derp app? Mine disappeared. Oh, my Derp apes are gone. My throat's kind of hurting right now. I was up in the attic dealing with insulation and stuff. Whoever did that, just relog. That's all you gotta do. Maestro. Fly's about to start a trash bag mafia. I feel like we should not partner with too many projects. Rather have a few quality projects associated with it. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, it has to be like, I would say, man, like, okay, we got 5, right? I would probably cap it maybe 10 to 15 at the most, and that's still a lot. Maybe even 10, and just see how those 10 do, right? If there's another project where, like, oh, we want to rotate someone in, and maybe this project kind of loses their staking, it's tough, because that's awkward conversations, right? You're like, hey, look, you were a partner, but I wouldn't want to be in that position, right? So Phoenix Arena is on the agenda for partner staking. Okay, that might be one. I know they have, you can earn Derp if you have a Derp trait on their what's it called? Somebody help me. Fluffies? Not Fluffies. It's another name. They're the ones that are minting right now. Fluffies. Okay. Yeah, they have those for that. Yo, what's up, Moon Boy? How you doing? I've got a Zombie Chains PFP in the building. Either Pred or Derp traits. Okay. What time is it? Am I late? Oh, crap. Yeah, I'll wait for, I'll start now. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Derp and Coffee. If you are on YouTube right now listening, you have seen me for the last 30 minutes. But if you are just tuning in now on Twitter Space, if you listen to the recording after, welcome. Glad you found it. Glad you're able to tune in, and that you weren't able to listen live, but you're checking it out after the fact. Today, we are talking to Knackfisch from Tavern Squad. So you guys get ready for that. It's going to be a fun one. Feel free, for those that are maybe listening on the recording, to go and share it. Let somebody else know. Let other people know that this is a great Twitter space. It was probably one of the best. It broke Twitter because there were so many people listening to it and talking and chatting on this Twitter space. Yeah, all right, okay. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and listening. We have Tavern Squad here today. We're gonna be talking a little bit about the project and Knackfisch himself, and also some information on the dungeon raids. So yeah, this is exciting. Thank you everyone for tuning in and checking out the space. If you are listening on the space right now, I'm also live on YouTube. You can find that link somewhere on my profile. if someone wants to share the Twitter space with the YouTube link, feel free. But I'm also live on camera there. So yeah, let's not wait any longer. I don't want to keep Knackfisch up too late. I know, we have a limited time, and I personally want to stop talking because my voice is kind of going out. So welcome, Knackfisch. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me. I'm great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I had a busy morning this morning. Let me turn this music down. It's kind of bothering me. I had a busy morning this morning. I was doing all kind of stuff in the attic and outside with the air conditioning. So I'm finally just sitting down and relaxing. So I'm doing good. So where you're from?
Nice.
From Germany, right?
I'm originally from Germany, yes, but I live in Austria.
Oh, okay.
And I'm soon I'm back in the camper van traveling the world. So
let's talk about that. So, I want you to, for those that don't know or maybe tuning in for the first time or that are derps and may not know much about you, just kind of talk about your journey and who you are and how you got into NFTs and why you started Tavern Squad.
yeah, sure. So it began last year in April when I bought cryptos for the first time ever, and I thought, okay, even though we're still early, I thought I'm a little bit late to the whole crypto thing. And then I said I'm not gonna miss the next big thing. And when I read about NFTs, I thought, okay, I don't get it. Nope, not for me. 1 week later, I thought, no, Luca, you said you're not gonna miss the next big thing. So did some research, bought my first NFT on Ethereum. Obviously didn't understand why I have to pay gas fees and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that was around September, and I kind of immediately swapped over to Cardano NFTs. So that's how I got into NFTs. And for a funny reason, someone approached me that was in the scene for even longer, and he wanted an opinion about something he was working on, and that someone was Jared, the co-founder of Tavern Squad. And we got into talking, and then we talked about ideas. We kind of fell in love with the idea of having something with an RPG theme. So that's when we started working on Tavern Squad. So it was early September, and we worked until mid-December to launch it. And we had some ups and downs in that phase, but it was non-stop working for all of us. I think especially Jared and I had a full-time job, so we were working, I don't know, 80 to 100 hours a week.
Wow.
40 on our main job, yeah, and the rest on Tavern Squad.
Yeah,
we launched in.
A lot of people don't realize how, if you have a full-time regular job, like IRL job, well, both are IRL jobs, but how much time you have to put into an NFT project. Like some people,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they just don't realize it. They just don't think about it, but it's a reality for a lot of devs in the space, right?
Yeah, while it's the reality, it's also not comparable to the real life job, because I think whenever someone is doing that, he chose to do it. So for me, it was like I came home at 7, but I was looking forward to stay up at to I don't know, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. sometimes to work on Tavern Squad, because that's something I was passionate about. So while it was a lot of hours, it didn't feel like it. It was okay to say like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying, you working, 80 hours a week, close to, coming home, doing that, working on it, and you talked about something in December.
Yeah. So December 15th, December the 15th, we launched the same day with Equine. Not my best call. I thought it would be fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So I don't want to say we barely had any sales. We still had, I think, 300 to 500 sales on the first day, so that was great. But obviously, we were in a period where a project, quote unquote, had to sell out fast to be something. So we were put in a position that wasn't easy.
Yeah, they had a 24-hour window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Equine had, but all the other projects, they didn't even need 24 hours because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah,
sold out immediately.
yeah.
So we were put in a tough spot, but I don't know, it took us 1.5 months, a lot of work. But again, we managed through that, and suddenly we sold 7,000 assets in one night, and we were sold out. And from there, we've kept building. We're still working on the RPG gamified NFT project, and it's gonna be a lot of fun because I think now, especially in the last couple of weeks and months, I had to deal with our dev and the co-founder wanting to step back a lot because
Mm-hmm.
it was just too much for him. I think, and that's one of the first topics I think we can talk about is
Okay.
deadlines and things that we promised to communities. Sometimes the community doesn't realize what that means for us because Jared was still working 40 hours and he still was promising dates on things that were, and we kept our deadlines every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you have to do something to being able to keep the deadlines. And there was working a lot of hours. Like we didn't have weekends, not at all. Like
Yeah.
no personal time. So yeah, at some point, I think we both. I even want to say we both snapped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a period, and for us it was good because there was when the hard fork came. So the testnet wasn't working properly, so our dungeon rates beta couldn't really work because the testnet was kind of broken anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we had time to step back a little bit.
Yeah.
I
So
came back even stronger.
it was like a blessing in disguise almost for you guys.
Kind of,
Yeah.
because suddenly we were kind of, I mean, we could have worked on so many other things, but we kind of felt like, okay, this is our calling to take a little break.
Yeah.
We did that. I think I came back even stronger. And for Jared, it didn't really work out the way he wanted it to, so he stepped back big time, and that put me in a position where suddenly I'm alone. It's somewhat alone when it comes to making decisions. So I was sitting here and was like, okay, I'm the captain now. I can do whatever I want.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
So yeah, exactly. I had that give in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. So that made me realize, okay, I mean, I have a team around me, but when it comes to the final decision, I can now do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So that made me realize that this might be the biggest opportunity Tavern Squad had or has. And yeah, now I'm building up a team around me, a bigger team where we have some fallbacks in the case of someone dropping out. I'm focusing on working much more with people from the scene. Like our lore writer comes from the scene now. The voice actor comes from the NFT scene. Our dev is from our community, the new one. Our community manager was with us from early, like almost day one.
Yeah.
So, and then we're doing a lot of collabs. I have devs that are helping with our Twitter bot. I have a dev that is helping with the Discord bot. So I want to spread it out a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and also brought in the community much more when it comes to decision making. So we have a chat. It's for the dungeon key holders. There was people with X amount of XP or our whales that we invited to a private chat where they could just give me their critical feedback about the project without someone, I don't know, selling off their assets because he thinks someone is funny. No, I wanted to get feedback. So yeah, that's our setup now.
So tell me a little bit about. I remember seeing. I don't know exactly when it was, but I remember you seeing you post about like going in your van and going off and doing stuff there. Like, what made you come to that decision, and like how did that go, and kind of let people know like what that exactly was for those that don't know.
So the little backstory is that my fiance and I we love traveling. Like
Mm-hmm.
we love traveling, and I think almost 3 years ago we decided to buy an empty van and build out a camper van in the back of it, just for vacation. But after our first vacation, we came home with a dog that we picked up in the vacation, a stray,
Yeah.
and we fell in love with this kind of feeling, being on the road, like stopping wherever you want,
Yeah. Yeah.
realizing you don't need much as you think you do. And we have a really nice apartment where we live. We love the luxury side of things here and there as well, but you don't need that. So we made the decision to, hey, let's move in the van. I want to focus on NFTs anyway. We quit our office jobs, and I was in the management of a startup, so that was not a small opportunity, but
Yeah.
I just figured I jump on the faster train, and that was crypto and NFTs for me. And we quit our office jobs. We moved in the van with the dog. We spent around 3 months in Scandinavia.
Oh, awesome.
Came back for, yeah, it's amazing. Like, you open the door, you're at a lake, you jump in, take a swim, get back to the laptop.
Makes me
I have
jealous.
Starlink with me, so internet is even better than at home.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. So we
Yeah.
came back for CNFTCon, flew to Vegas, did a road trip to Denver. Now we're back and going back on the going back to van life in a couple of days.
How does
heading
that
to Morocco.
How does that like affect? Okay, like most devs don't have that opportunity to do what you're doing as far as traveling and being on the open road and you know, just waking up and, like you said, looking out and it's big old lake or mountains or wilderness or whatever. How does that affect the mental state and like the creativity side of things whenever you're in those places compared to being in a home office or inside of a building or whatever?
To be honest, especially the creativity, and I wouldn't have thought that it would affect me in any way. Like, I thought, okay, it's gonna be kind of the same, but obviously I'm driving a lot as well, and I'm mostly 99.9% of the time I'm the driver, and that's one of the few times where I can't look at my phone at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
look at any Discord messages, no Twitter notifications, nothing. So I thought, okay, that would be a wasted time, but that actually turned out to be the most creative time,
Yeah.
because while I still have to focus on the road, I came up with some of the best ideas, and not only for Tavern Squad, but I'm involved in onboard as well, and something we're working on the corporate side of things. And some of the best ideas came while driving,
Yeah.
because your mind is kind of free,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't look on Discord messages.
Yeah,
So
you're not tied to that
pretty
phone,
nice.
and you're
Yeah,
able to freely
exactly.
think without being like, oh, I got to answer this, or you know,
Yeah,
as weird
exactly.
as it may sound, like a lot of times I find that when I'm taking a shower, because you know you can't have your phone
Same
in
here.
there. So like in the shower, like sometimes I'll find myself just kind
Yeah.
of just sitting there and just thinking about just different things and you
I
know,
was about to say the exact same thing,
yeah.
that the only time I had that feeling before was the shower.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. So okay, so tell me, like, so y'all started, launched in you know December. You know, like you said, you had a slower start, but eventually, man, it took off and it sold out. And so right now you're coming back off of CNFT Con and going back out on the road. Like, what's in the works now for the project and for the team?
So first of all, our biggest focus will be dungeon raids, and not only to bring out a feature. Like, it's dungeon raids, it's not going to be a feature, it's going to be a base. It's going to be a base for the future, because if you look closer at dungeon raids, it's much more than just a staking feature. It's going to be a gamified staking feature, but if you look at it closely, it gives you the perfect base to build a gamified RPG experience on top. Because if you have gamified staking, you can take that further and further and further and further. Like, you can take it wherever you want. And for us, this is going to be the biggest opportunity, because we're going to start with a first version that's, I don't want to say basic. It's going to be a gamified staking system, and it's going to be fun, but it's not going to be that deep in the beginning.
Yeah,
But
you got to
we
start somewhere.
plan, yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? But then you can you can do so many things. Like you can bring in, I don't know, you can bring in potion, you can bring XP boost, you can bring a boost of success chances in form of NFTs. You can bring in new gear, new armor, new weapons that you can put on your character. You can bring in weapon XP, armor XP, adventurer XP. You can bring in special raids that give you special NFTs. You can bring in raids that are for collabs with other projects. You can go deeper into the certain raids with storytelling, with raids that suddenly stop and you have to make a decision. Raids where you have to make a decision in the beginning, in the end. You can have something for people that don't want to interact on daily basis with just infinite questing, a little bit less rewards, but they can do something as well. If you think about it, and you don't need to be a dev because I have no clue about code. You have to be a gamer. And then you can imagine all the things that are possible with a, let's call it, simple system like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my brain, like when you were talking, like I was thinking of all kind of possibilities. Like I don't understand the coding side of it, but like it'd be really cool, like you said, to like, okay, you can have the everyday person choose to quest, right? They can send their Tavern Squads off on a quest mindlessly, not even think about it, just let it go, and then they'll receive them back after a certain time, I imagine, right? But then you can have those that like maybe do more of a, like you said, like a lore-based quest, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, where you like make a decision after when you first start, and then after like 12 hours or so or whatever, or after a day, you're faced with another decision, and that decision determines like where you go in that story or that lore or whatever, and may even determine your success or your failure in that quest, right? I don't know. Like I'm just talking of what I'm thinking of as a gamer side of me. Like that'd be cool because everybody that plays the game likes to see those avenues, likes to, choose, oh man, or think, man, if I would have chose this, would it have been different? Like that's cool because the replayability is there because they're going to go back and try to do it differently maybe.
Exactly, especially if you then give them some, I don't know, it's easy because this is while we're in an NFT world, this is game logic. Like you can bring in something after they made a decision. You can drop a little hint at to what if their decision was good or bad. You can say, oh, I think you didn't make the right decision, and then drop them I don't know, a new item that isn't that rare. Then they're gonna think, oh, should I have chosen the other one? Would the item have been more rare? And they, like you said, they're gonna come back. They're gonna want to do it again.
Yeah.
And while that is the goal for some types of people, and I would even go as far as saying that are only 30% are going to interact with it on daily and weekly basis, but that's something to build up on, and it brings enough value for these pure investors as well. Because they see that a team A is building, B, someone is using the system, and C, they can use the system as well without having to interact on daily and weekly basis. So that's really important for me, that we bring something in where they get a little reward for just being in the club or in the squad, and they can interact with the ecosystem if they want to in the future.
Yeah, like this it's exciting. So you're saying the dungeon raids are going to be like a base. So everything that you do as far as the gamification side of things will be off of that. Like it'll be, I guess, what like a website or something where you go there. It won't be like through Discord, or how would that work? Do you know the details of that, or?
So my vision is to incorporate Discord only when it comes to pinging people or messaging them about something that's going on in the dungeon raids. So for me, Discord will only be another platform to reach the people that are interacting with dungeon raids.
Just like a message board.
Yes, exactly. Obviously, you will be able to turn it off if you don't want to get notifications, but I think that's the best way to send notifications. But everything else is going to be on the website, of course. Like, that's going to be the game. That's where you're going to go to. And there are so many things we can work on that kind of include dungeon raids, but doesn't have to include dungeon raids. Yeah.
Could it be like something like I'm just my creative side of me is like thinking like
Hmm.
could it be like even like say I jump into the Tavern Squad Discord and I get a message saying like Slumber Shark got killed in or is in trouble in this raid. Do you want to help him or something like that? Could it be something like where if someone's having trouble, maybe they need a better set of armor or traits or some type of weapon or whatever? Could you like interact and help other people, or is it only like solo based?
That's a funny thought because if it's something that, for example, has to happen in the Discord,
Mm-hmm.
for example, you we send that message into a certain dungeon channel in our Discord
Yeah.
server, and it is about, hey, A, you can get XP if you interact with that message that's in the chat, and B, if that person gets 10 emojis in like 1 hour, you're gonna help him in the raid.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
could do that.
Yeah.
Like you could. I mean, it's I didn't have that idea before, but now that you're saying it, that's like the beauty of it. There are so many possibilities, and I actually kind of like that. So obviously, we could set something up where people could offer their help with in form of whatever, kind of renting out their gear for a certain time or helping them in the dungeon by, I don't know, locking up an adventure for the rest of the raid time to come in and help them or something
Yeah.
like that. The possibilities are endless,
Yeah. And
endless.
and the way I don't know who designed y'all's Discord bot like the I'm telling you I want to give congrats or whoever did it because whenever I logged in my profile, I literally was on the site, right? I had the site up on one
Hmm.
screen and I had the Discord up on the other screen, and so I went to my profile and I had I wanted to change the role that I had, and I literally clicked on the role. I pressed save, and the moment I pressed save, I looked to the right on Discord, and my role color changed like instantly.
Yeah,
It was I was
yeah.
like, "Are you
That's
serious? This is crazy."
Yeah, so that's like the legacy that will never be forgotten. Jared is such a good developer,
Yeah.
and he has built such an amazing base for everything we're going to build up on. And I think everybody in the community knows that, and that why him kind of leaving
Mm-hmm.
for now. He might return, he might not. Who knows? No one is like, it's not even a big topic. Like everything that comes in his direction is positivity, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, yeah, it's okay. Like we have trust in, especially probably me, because I'm kind of the face of the project,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been in Vegas. I've talked to so many people. I think that's one of the biggest benefits of the project as well. I think my success will always come back to Tavern Squad as well. So that's the point of investing in teams and people. But yeah, Jared's work has been amazing. And now we have a dev that is just picking up where Jared left.
Yeah.
He has 15 to 20 years dev experience, full stack developer experience as well. So I, it's it's gonna stay amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. One of the things I really enjoyed, and I don't know if anybody here has looked at it, but the lore and the I think you have 4 chapters,
Hmm.
4 or 5, 4 I think. I might be on 4 and you're gonna start 5. I haven't finished it, but
Yeah,
the
5 is in the making.
5 is in the making. Okay, the quality, like guys, I'm telling you, if you're listening on YouTube or in the Twitter space and you haven't checked it out, and this is something that's intriguing to you, even if it's not, like just go check it just to see the quality, the voice acting, the sound. I don't even know the name for it, but just the background sound, the sound engineering, I guess you can call it. Just everything is very, very immersive, right? And I enjoyed it. Like it's really cool. Just all the different characters. It makes you really feel like you're, watching a movie, but just listening to a movie, like an audiobook or something. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a voice actor. Like his main job is voice acting, and he's from the community as well. We were super lucky to find him, and once the first time we were talking to him, he was like, "Yeah, I can do voice acting, but I can also do sound effects." And we were like, "Okay, what is that?" And then he sent us a sample, and we were like, "Okay, we gotta do it. We have to do
Yeah.
it. And so yeah, our lore is voice acted with sound effects. And I just shared a little sneak peek at the Dungeon Raids UI. But yeah, back to the lore that's gonna stay. And when it comes to some little sneak peeks that aren't out in the wild just yet, we're actually working on a collab that is surrounded or that is about the main characters in the lore.
Uh-huh.
And I can say that much. It's gonna be amazing. Like whatever you're gonna imagine, take that up 10 steps and then put on top another 10 steps, and then you are where you're probably halfway where that's gonna be
Yeah.
quality wise and idea wise because it's amazing.
That's awesome. So if you had to tell whoever's listening here, like what would be your pitch to those listening that may not be in Tavern Squad, that are thinking about it or that are on the fence, like what would you tell them?
I think I would tell them to look at our track record. Whatever, like whoever you are, if you like numbers, look at our numbers. I'm I love to talk about numbers, even though sometimes people don't like if founders talk about numbers. But I'm a numbers guy, so I always look at Tavern Squad numbers as well. Look at our wallet holders. Look what happened in the last 30 days. In the first 10 months of the project, we had like 300k ADA trading volume.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 30 days, we upped it to 500k. So we had 200,000 ADA trading
Yeah.
volume just in the last 30 days. So we picked up steam. All the numbers you're going to look at, most of them are brilliant. Like we have only 4.5% listings. We have 1,800 holders. Like we're ready to take off whenever it happens. And the second thing I would tell them is to look at our track record and the features we've built. Like we had some of the best features in the space. They were first, like achievements, daily quest,
Mm-hmm.
weekly quest, and I think the quality of the things we build when it comes to little things, like you said, you pick a role and it's
Yeah,
instantly. Um,
that little. It may seem very insignificant, but I'm telling you, like I was just blown away. Like I literally, I could, I think I've even messaged in the Discord. I was like, oh my goodness, that happened so fast. Like I didn't even. If you'd have blinked, you wouldn't even known. Like if I'd have clicked it and not even looked at it, and then go on to Discord, oh, it's updated. It literally happened
yeah,
within 2 seconds of me changing the role and saving it.
yeah,
So
and I
little
think
stuff like that makes
it's
a difference.
exactly, and I think that's one of the I don't know. I don't want to say that's
No,
one of the
say it,
bad
say
things
it.
as well, but if you work at that level, people kind of expect it from you
Hmm.
at a certain point. So they take it for granted, like, oh yeah, it's they bring something out, it works. Okay, yeah, obviously it works because it always works when Tavern Squad is releasing something. But if you look at the track record, that's one of the best things that about the project. Like everything we've, let's say, touched
Hmm.
works,
Yeah.
and we're really proud about that because it's not normal in a space like this where a lot of things are new. And I don't know, Jared referred to learning all the coding languages for Cardano. It's like trying to learn Mandarin without having something to learn with.
Yeah.
So to deliver that quality in a space like we are right in such a new space, it's not easy. But yeah,
So, let me ask the question that I know a lot of devs don't like answering because you
hmm
just never know. But maybe give a rough idea, because this question is so commonly asked. But like, when do you think the next deliverable, I guess you could call it, whether it be, I don't know, for you guys, I imagine it's dungeon raids. When do you think roughly that would be available to start testing and getting users active on that?
so one thing we communicated to our um, community is that we're going to move away from ETAs, like
Yeah.
totally move away from it.
Hmm.
And that's, I think we can A, do it because we proved that we deliver.
Yeah.
And in the past, we did always deliver on time. But I also want to let the community see that what happened to kind of the team because of all the deadlines we made up, is that the team had a rough time. Is the founding team got only down, like one of the founders had to step back big time. So I want to move away from ETAs. But with that being said, we're now back at a really good pace, and you can kind of we kind of going to bring out new things, and that's not going to be dungeon raids right away. But we're going to bring out new things on, I think, a bi-weekly basis, even if it's just a small little new achievement or something like that. We're going to keep something. We're going to bring something out that is something new. And dungeon raids, I can't even say anything about it, because one of the big things that is now happening, just for the community to understand, is that we recently got a new dev that is helping with some smaller things and might even step in for the big things as well. We have a collab with Derp Birds, and that collab is also about us being able to deliver dungeon rates much faster. So while I think it could be, I don't know, 4 weeks, it also could be 12 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think the thing I really want to communicate is it's gonna come and it's gonna evolve.
Yeah.
And nobody is gonna care in half a year or 1 year how fast we evolve, because no one cares now as well. No one is looking back and said, "Oh, you know what, guys, you didn't do anything for 3 months," because in the end, everybody's looking at what is out now, and the space is growing anyway.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be totally fine. And one thing we're focusing on is to deliver something first before we do anything about, let's call it, extending the supply in whatever way that is. Like, even if it's new gear or something, you kind of extending supply of your project. And we're not gonna do that until we might do that, but in a very, very, very small manner, but not in a big manner until Dungeon Raids and the first version of Dungeon Raids is out.
Yeah. So I was excited. I know I was excited. I know a lot of people were excited to see the update for the Derp Birds roadmap and changing out the little thing in the side of the island to show, the Tavern Squad little flame. And, of course, it was, it looks like the opening to a dungeon raid. So I'm really excited about that partnership that you guys have with us and Derp Birds. And so I'm sure you can't really say too much about that. But, I'm going to ask, is there anything that, you can kind of touch on that would explain that partnership and what's happening there?
I think the best explanation is that it's only the beginning of a partnership. Like, even Dungeon Race is just one view, because especially in Vegas and Denver, Dave and I and Fred from Onboard as well, we just got along so good that we wanted to work together, even if we wouldn't find anything we could work on together, if you know what I mean. We got along that well that we decided we have to do something together. And Dave and I got along very good before Vegas as well, so the decision was made before Vegas. But I think Vegas and Denver just made us realize, yes, it was a really good decision. So when it comes to the collab, it's gonna start with Derp Birds helping us with certain things when it comes to dungeon raids, but also it's not only that. I think we're gonna do small things here and there together, things to connect communities, because I think especially in market situations like the current one, it's always good to do something with friends from other projects, especially when those friends are from projects that have been around for a long time already. So it's only the beginning, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know I'm excited. I know you were part of Derps for from the beginning, right? I mean, I know if I'm not mistaken, I thought
I think I was a good marketing asset. You can say it like this, because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because whenever you know things, when you're in contact with the founder, it holds you back from buying a lot for yourself. I don't have that many Derp Birds. Like I think I have around 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I only started with like 2 back in the days. But I've been the one that has been telling everyone to buy Derp Birds, buy Derp
Yeah,
Birds,
yeah,
buy Derp Birds, buy Derp Birds. At 30 floor, at 40 floor, at 50 floor, at
yeah.
100 floor, at 150 floor, I was telling everyone, go buy Derp Birds. I know they're gonna build. I know the team is awesome. Invest in the team. Buy Derp Birds. Even if you don't like the art, because we all know there were a lot of people that took that as an argument not to enter. I
Mm-hmm.
told them, buy derps. It doesn't matter. It's not about the art. Get in there and you're not going to regret it. So I've been a proper marketing derp for a year, almost a year now.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
now, my real question, and I'm curious, is do you own a buff dirt?
I don't.
Oh
I don't.
man,
You know, right before, and I mean, it's never too late, right? It's
it's
never
never
too
too late.
late.
No, no, of course
It's
not.
never too late. Yeah. But so we all know this moment once the floor pops off a little bit, and then you
Mm-hmm.
think, okay, now I'm too late. Like,
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
have
of
bought the
course.
buff for, I don't know,
200 or 300.
X, yeah, 200, 300 the other day, and now it's like 2K. So, and then you're so bummed out that you think you're super late and you're not gonna make it. So I bought an epic one and a mystical one for 500 and 800 ADA. If you look back now, it was super nice,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't buy a buff for whatever reason.
Yeah, the buff floor is around 2,700 right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I'm too late. Just kidding.
Yeah. So I want to open up, if there's anybody that wants to ask any questions or you're curious about anything Tavern Squad related or just personal with Knackfish or, NFTs in general, feel free to request to speak. Or if you are a speaker, just kind of raise your hand. Let us know that you want to ask something. But I just want to open that floor up for anybody that's listening that wants to do that. Feel free. But
Yeah.
we're gonna keep going. So let us tell me, like, how was CNFT Con for you?
Um, Amazing.
Amazing.
Like, the event alone was so worth the trip to Vegas, but then also everything that was going on behind the scenes, for I think let's say project founders and people that are like big into the space itself. Like I had dinner with people from the space every single night, and I think the networking part of things was especially amazing for me because that gives me an opportunity to connect with people from the space whenever they need something. I love to connect people, so whenever someone needs something, they know they can hit me up and I'll help wherever I can. And CNFTCon was just this event to put faces to names and to make those connections even stronger with the people. And that helped me personally massively, and I think it's gonna help Tavern Squad and Onboard and the other thing we are working on immensely in the future.
Yeah, it's I heard a lot of positive things from CNFTCon, and I was really, I guess I was bummed, but I'm looking forward to possibly trying to go for next year. I think there's a
Hmm.
lot of people that are saying that, like, after hearing all the positive things from this year, and majority 99% of it being positive. I think we'll see a lot bigger crowd. Hopefully during that time it'll be during a season where it's the NFT space has grown more than it has, and I mean,
Hmm.
obviously it's been a little over a year for CNFTs, and to see where we've come from to now, and then to think a year from now, like, it's going to be exciting to see the space grow and see the next con, and I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to it. Whether
I
it's
think
here,
it's gonna be
hopefully it's
amazing.
hopefully it's still in the States. I know I know
I think I couldn't imagine that they even move away from Vegas for whatever reason because I think when it comes to organizing an event like that,
yeah.
I think they would be pretty comfortable with just doing it in Vegas again. And I think this year also had so much room to grow when it comes to the conference itself. in the end, for me personally, CNFTCon was just the stage where I meet all the people. Looking back, it wasn't as much about CNFTCon itself, but rather having a place to meet all the people from the space. And that's why I also think there's so much room to grow, because I think if you're new to the scene, CNFTCon wasn't the perfect event. If you never heard about NFT or wanted to dive into Cardano NFTs for the first time, for various reasons. But I think with that being said, I think next year it's going to pop. Like, it's going to be such an amazing event.
Yeah. I was they had a question here on YouTube. Flyoff was asking, wondering if Tavern Squad would be customizable, and I went check. You guys, the policy on Tavern Squads is locked, correct?
It is, but that's not going to stop us.
Okay.
To say the least. I'm in contact with another project that is working on a feature to address exactly this, but also to just being able to store data about NFTs and possibly even, I don't know, the current state of the looks of your NFT on the blockchain without touching the original collection. And that even makes sense for a project with open policies, because if you simply don't want to touch the picture or the metadata, you need something else to do. And yes, we have the new CPI standard coming out from AILS that could address something like that as well. But so there's something in the making where this could happen, and that's kind of one of the best things if you think about RPG gamification.
That's exciting. Yeah, because I mean, imagine you have this say your dwarf goes into the dungeon and like gets beat up, right? Like in my mind, like I think of like them either having like scars and maybe tattered clothes if they lose the dungeon raid, or if they come out with like, you know, jewelry or treasures or whatever, I don't know, like, or even like just like finding like a different armor and you being able to have an armor display that, like, especially for an RPG, like you want to have that show. And another cool thing, like I've been thinking, and I know, like, I don't know if I've seen it here in Cardano NFTs yet, but like evolving NFTs, like maybe NFTs that age, like maybe you start off in your season in your gamified experience, say with Tavern Squads, your season is like a span of 5 years or 10 years or whatever, and then the next season's that, and so you can see your NFT aging because it's been going to dungeon raids for 20 years now, you know, it's getting older, and maybe he not really retires, but gets so old to where like he can't go on those dungeon raids anymore, but it's reflected in the way that NFT evolves. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I think that's if the data is stored, because in the end you could do all that anyway. Like, you could enter the whole space or the ecosystem with an original NFT, and everything else could just be handled on our servers. But I think one thing we all like even more is if this data is stored on the blockchain. So if you trade an asset, for example, you don't even have to. Yeah, it would do that anyway, because if we store it on our servers, it doesn't really matter. But I think people love the thought, and I love the thought as well. If it's stored on the blockchain, I can view it from everywhere without having to go into the ecosystem, too deep into the ecosystem, to watch that part of information. And like you said, imagine he comes out and finds a new armor, or just think about, take a look at the total amount of armors in the collection. Take a look at some hairstyles. Imagine you could just have cosmetics as well. Like, you have the perfect adventure, but you don't like the hairstyle. You could just swap it out, and obviously it wouldn't affect the rarity of that certain asset within the collection, but suddenly your profile pic could change into a profile pic that you like much more.
That's a huge thing with right now that I know we're discussing with Derps and other projects that are looking to customize NFTs, is you don't want to take away from the initial rarity, because that's the base set of what was minted and what's traded for. So yeah, that's a huge thing, is making sure like it's not affecting rarity, but just the cosmetic side of things. Just because we all, I mean, if you scroll here on the Twitter space, we all have PFPs, but a lot of these are customized with something else, right? We're doing that on our own anyway. So like, why not have that be able to happen within the ecosystem? Because then it shows like that's what's happening whenever you go in with your Tavern Squad and you find this rare customization that maybe nobody else has. Like, I don't know. The possibilities are endless, and that's exciting.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what you just said, if you look at profile pics, they're customized, and if you can customize your profile pic, your NFT profile pic with another NFT, and push, I don't know, a certain flex to another level as well, because suddenly you have the rarest race in our collection, and then you have the rarest armor of the new gear, then you have the rarest back item, you have the rarest, I don't know, face mask or whatever, and suddenly you build yourself one of the rarest assets, and you could still track rarity. Like, it would be totally fine within our ecosystem to track certain rarities and rates, and rates when it comes to rarity rates, not rates. You could track that. You could show, okay, this armor within the new gear, or this expansion pack, because that's something, how I want to call it. I want to bring out expansion packs for dungeon raids. So in the first expansion pack, I don't know, you have, let's say that, and it's just an idea for now, but that's what I would love to do, is you have 20 new weapons. And there's this one weapon that only exists 3 times. And suddenly you put it on your profile pic. You can update your profile pic, and you are wearing this weapon with whatever character you have in your collection. And it reflects in form of a picture as well. And that's where it's going to be tricky as well, because you would think the tricky part is to bring together these 2 NFTs, but the actual tricky part is the image side of things, layering, making sure if you come out with a scar, that scar doesn't show on top of a face mask, or doesn't show on top of a beard or something like that. So there's so much stuff going in. So suddenly we need our image creation script and the layering script again, because we suddenly want to put on new layers of armor and stuff like that. So it's going to be very complicated. But if we pull that off, especially the RPG fans that are in the project for the RPG vibe anyway, they're gonna freak out. Like, I would completely freak out, because, and this is a little secret, I've never really publicly said it.
All right, here we
go. My profile pic isn't in the collection. We fucked up big time.
I was saying that at the beginning of my YouTube stream, because I was talking about the artwork I did for announcing the space today. I found that out on accident, because I was looking for your NFT through the collection, and I was like, wait, these traits, there's none of these traits are combined. Wait, what? And I was like, I had to go to your Twitter page and grab your profile pic from there to put it on the artwork I did for the space. And that's when I found out. I was like, wait, his PFP is not a part of the collection.
Yeah, so we obviously chose profile pics long before the final collection was done, or the final set that we generated was done, and we had, I mean, certain combinations in the set are forced by us, because we wanted to have some combinations, especially when it comes to the really rare ones. Obviously, you want to force some in, so they are really, really rare. But we forgot ours. So neither of the team members are in.
That's funny.
Jared picked a new one, and then I said, I'm going to look for one. And then a month passed by. I could find one I liked. Then one I liked wasn't listed. Then another month passed by. And now I'm at the point, I'm like, I can't really change my profile pic now. Like, it needs to be the same background. It needs to be a dwarf. It needs to be that beard. It has to be the helmet. It has to be the armor.
It has this crazy eyes too.
I could leave out the back weapon, but guess what? Even that doesn't exist. So,
yeah. That's funny.
So
I was
Yeah.
when you were talking about earlier when you were talking about like the customization side of things and just like I was also thinking like it'd be cool. I don't know what plans you guys have, but like in my mind, I'm thinking first off, the first thought I had was how often games nowadays use like battle passes and like when you get to a certain amount of XP, you get this thing or this skin or whatever, and as you
Mhm.
rank through that battle pass, you unlock certain things. But I was also thinking like to like kind of tie it into the way you guys are doing dungeon raids or whatever. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, like you go in this dungeon raid and you defeat maybe you defeat this monster or whatever, but like
Mhm.
how do you display that you defeated this monster? And I was thinking like, what if you had like you know how, like back in the day, like or even now, like whenever hunters or anybody like uh, kills a big animal or goes out hunting and they display like the head or they have like these big mounted heads or different things like. And I was thinking like, what if you had a inside y'all's ecosystem, you had your own, tavern where you can go inside and you can look at all like your accomplishments, and maybe it's a prized possession from this dungeon that's sitting on your table, or you killed this big ugly orc and you have like the head displayed
Mhm.
on the
Mhm.
wall. I was just thinking about like different things like that. That'd be fun. I mean, I don't know
Yeah, I
what you have
mean,
planned, but yeah, like I would just.
yeah, I think you're aware of our Discord roles because we talked about it. So
Oh, really?
uh, what we recently did is we brought in achievement-based Discord roles.
Uh huh.
So you not only can choose the role when it comes to dwarf, elf, aquila, or something. You can also choose your little icon. So if you hold one with a plague mask, you can now pick the icon to reflect the plague mask. So one thing you could obviously do is easily give out an achievement, maybe even highlight that achievement in the on the profile, because we have player profiles on the website already. Like you can
Yeah.
look at the leaderboard, you can look at profiles. We could reflect certain boss kills on that profile. We could let people choose the Discord role to reflect that boss kill in the Discord as well. So even with small things, without having like a tavern or something you could walk through, even with small things, we're gonna obviously, because that's part of RPGs. You
Yeah. Yeah.
you gotta have achievements. You gotta be able to show off. So we're gonna do something about that, of course, to reflect your winnings within the dungeon rates, and that's something that's again, it comes back to dungeon rates being a base. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be out right with the first version of dungeon rates, but it could be in expansion packs. Like we have boss kill icons now, so you could make a little expansion pack around that. And one thing I would also like to say is, to a certain degree, I love battle passes.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge Hearthstone fan. I'm a huge RPG fan, and whenever I really enjoy playing something, I'm also fine with paying a little extra to get a little extra. So for the core members of a project or an RPG based game or a gamified project, something like a battle pass would be amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? It's optional. Like you don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it to
Exactly.
participate.
But
But
if you
if
do
you
buy it,
and
you get a little extra.
yes, I think you have to make sure it's not pay to win. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to look for it only bringing, I don't know, style items. But if you have a nice balance between, I don't know, extra XP, style items, and people having to pay a little fee to access this pass, why not? Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I just was looking at the leaderboard. I realized Drop Deadly dropped to number 2. He's
Yeah,
not
we
number
had the
1.
first leaderboard change in a month because we introduced a lot of new achievements,
Uh huh.
and or not a lot, but some with
Yeah.
big XP as well. And it's not gonna stop here. Like, um, again, something we didn't really talk publicly about yet, but I wanna. I don't know if someone here ever played Hearthstone, but
I know
they
about it.
categorized. Yeah, they categorized achievements so to make it look better, to for you to make the hunting of the achievements better. They kind of have something, I don't know if that's called like that, layered achievements. So once you finish the first step of an achievement, you can do the second step, and it's basically a lot of UI as well.
Hmm.
But we're gonna have a lot more achievements in the future, like a lot. Not even only double what we have now, but a lot more, and a
Yeah.
lot more that makes sense. Not like send
Yeah.
5 messages, send 10,
Yeah.
10,
Yeah. Yeah.
20,
Like
something
stuff's
like that.
different. Yeah.
But
More dynamic
yeah, so
stuff.
exactly, we're gonna have a lot of that, a lot of new achievements in the future, and we're gonna make it fun to hunt down these achievements because I want to make everything people work for so far in our ecosystem reflect in dungeon rates as well, and the other way around. Everything they're gonna work in dungeon rates for is gonna reflect in what we have in our ecosystem now already. So yeah, it's gonna be a really, the system is going to make sense. Like you're not going to be there and thinking, okay, I'm account level 30, but I don't really have any benefits in dungeon rate. Like why did I do all this, sending a message every single day,
Mm.
showing my NFT every single day in the Discord? Why did I do that? No, it's going to have benefits. And again, it doesn't have to happen right away, but it's going to happen. And I think the best thing about this is we have something to work on in a year. Like, if we would bring out dungeon rates and we would say, okay, that's dungeon rates, we're going to move on to the next thing, um, it's going to be really hard to make something really good if you don't focus. And that's what we want to do now. Focus on dungeon rates, evolve dungeon rates to a point where it's an amazing feature. Everybody can enjoy it in in his way and have some fun.
Yeah, dude. I was just appreciating as you were talking to her. I was appreciating the 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 achievement thing. Like I just went, I saw that I had a daily quest that I didn't do. It was called Just Dropping By, so I had to visit somebody else's profile. I went to
Mm-hmm.
the leaderboard, clicked on Watch Out's profile, went right back to my account, and it was crossed out. I had the thing done.
Yeah,
It's just I love it. I love it. It's awesome. And so like yeah, man, adding stuff like that goes beyond just because every single one of us, like, if you're in the NFT space, you either, of course, a majority are in it for trying to make money.
mm-hmm.
There's but it's more layered than that, right? Then you have people that are in it to try to collect. They want to collect as much as possible because they love a certain project, right? Or they want to collect the most rare thing. But then it just
Mm-hmm.
it goes beyond just, yes, trading on the marketplace, because you can only do so much with that, right? Or if you're limited on funds, you're limited on how much fun you can have with that, right? So to have a project like you guys, like Derps and like others, that actually give you multiple layers in that project to participate and to just have a fun time, more than just going on secondary and buying an NFT. You're interacting with the ecosystem and enjoying yourself there.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's the way that projects should be, I think, honestly. Like, it should be more than
Yeah,
just
I agree.
a PFP and trading on marketplaces, right?
Yeah,
um
and I said it. Like, I want to do something for both sides because I could also just, I don't know, build a little game and don't make it about NFTs and just make it about people having fun. But the investor part of things makes it even more interesting because our let's call it price to buy the game is still pretty low. You just need one adventurer with I just looked at the floor with 33 bucks
$33, yeah.
you're in. Yeah, you're in. With around 100 bucks you have the max amount of adventures that you can take on a single raid, but you're still going to have fun with only one adventure, and you
Mhm.
can build up on that. And if you don't enjoy it, it's fine. It's 30 bucks, and you can resell it. It's not even, if you tried it for, let's say you even sell it a little loss and you
Yeah.
tried it for $5.
You
Okay,
imagine
nice.
imagine going I'm just thinking about, no, like real world,
Yeah,
buying a game and
going
going to
in, buying
GameStop, and
it.
I paid $100 for this game. How much can I get for it? We'll give you
Yeah,
like $2. It's like, what?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty easy to kind of go out with without a loss or with $1 of loss, and you tried it and you said,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I don't like it. And some features you can even try without earning one of our NFTs. So the quest, the daily quest, all this, you don't even need to own an NFT. Like you can try out our daily and weekly quest without having an adventurer. So the barrier to come into our ecosystem is very low, and that's something to look out for in the future, because if we can keep it somehow low, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the floor of the initial collection has to stay low, but there are other ways to get people into the ecosystem in the future. That's great. People can try it. People can invest in it. People can have fun with it, and people are, and especially gamers, are spending so much money on their favorite games anyway.
Yeah. Not just
why
the
not have
games, like
something?
all the stuff inside the game, skins,
Yeah, exactly.
packs. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a great example. I mean, just I guess maybe the most common would be like Fortnite. Like the game was free, but you got people spending money on the skins, the battle passes, the in-game currency to get more stuff. Like there's, yeah, it's and
now look, for example, look at FIFA.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the, I don't want to call it scams, but it's one of the most frustrating things that exist in the gaming world. Ultimate Team. Every single year they come out with a new FIFA, and you have to start from zero again in your Ultimate Team. You could have paid $10,000, $100,000, $250,000 in the last year of FIFA, and it would be zero.
Yeah.
You have to start from scratch every single year, and it's not a game that comes out every other year, or sometimes you have to wait 5 years. No, it's gonna come out every single year, and people start all over again every single year, and supply isn't even limited. They're endless. Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously they have a drop chance, but if that game would play on for 10 years, it's not limited. So all these things to build something like that in the NFT space make so much sense.
Yeah, and then of course you own it. You know, like I own these, so it's gonna go with me as long as I keep them, and the project is still running. That I have those things inside the ecosystem, whether it's season 1, whether it's season 50, you know, or whatever the different levels in the project are, or version 5, version 6, or you know, however long the project goes for, you have those things and it's yours, and you could do what you want with it. That's it. I love it. You know, it just takes the gaming aspect of things to a whole nother level, and it makes sense for a lot of people. And I think we're getting to that point where there's more mass adoption and more people looking into NFTs. You know, being able to see like Reddit jumping on that, being able to see you know, possibly big AAA games talking about NFTs and including them, talking about crypto. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is considering having its own crypto in the game, you know, so stuff like that. Like, it's really exciting to see because there's adoption coming, and for the people that were here early and they're building right now, they're going to be rewarded for that, I think. And it's so, I think the most funny part to watch right now is actually Reddit. And to be honest, I didn't even understand, because they released NFTs, right? I didn't understand that, like, because from what I was reading from the Reddit community, it sounded like they just released some cool profile pics that you can just buy for X amount, and it's not an NFT like how it was for years in the gaming world. But then I suddenly realized, no, they actually have NFTs, and they sold them to people who don't even know about NFTs. Yeah.
Like, that's what we want. We want people to buy it because they want to get something special, and they don't even have to understand what it is right away. That's how you do mass adoption. And I think watching the Reddit NFTs at the moment is probably one of the most funny things of them all. Like someone telling someone else that oh, nice profile pic, it's pretty rare. And then he's like, what are you talking about? It's $20. And he's like, yeah, you bought it for $20, but it's rare. You can resell it for $1,000. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, he doesn't even understand that he has it's so funny to watch. But that's how you start mass adoption. Imagine Fortnite suddenly saying, hey, your your skins are NFTs.
Yeah, that
90% of the players wouldn't understand it. 90% of the players wouldn't understand it. They would think Fortnite is making an April Fools, or they trying to scam people. But then they realize, no, it only means the skins I bought 1 year back and that I don't use anymore, I can now resell.
Yeah, yeah. In my mind, I think like a company like Epic Games could do stuff like that. Like not just Fortnite, but across maybe multiple games, have a cosmetic that you can carry with your player, right? Like if whether I'm in Fortnite, whether I'm in, I don't know what other Epic games they have, but like you could just carry those things with you because it's tagged to your wallet or your profile or whatever it may be, whatever system they use. Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, of course you have to, there's legal issues as far as age requirements and that kind of thing, but that's always been the case with gaming, right? You had your teenager grabbing mom's credit card to buy skins for Fortnite, so like it's the same situation. So, but yeah, that's
exactly
having that kind of adoption, because it's already set up, like it's there, it's set up, ready to go. It's just whether people either accept it or know what's happening. It's
gonna take someone bold to do the first step, because if you are Epic Games, and Epic Games is probably, especially Fortnite, is probably not the best example, because I don't know what the age restriction on that is, but I don't know. I mean, it takes someone bold to do this step, because I think you're gonna see a big drop in your players. But if it's gonna be a game that has kind of a good positioning, League of Legends, for example. I don't know if it's, but let's imagine League of Legends would be 18 up, age restriction wise. If a game like that would do, or Counter-Strike is a good example. They have a really good position in the scene. If they would do it, they would lose a lot of players in the first weeks and maybe month. But
Counter-Strike already has the system set up. They have loot boxes. You have a system on Steam where you can sell those. It tracks the rarity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you can sell it on Steam. Those skins, those different things you get. You have price, like, oh, this certain skin sold for this price, or average sell for this price. Like it has all of that. Like I've watched people open up those loot boxes. You can combine certain rarities of things to possibly get a more rare skin. Like you have that whole system's already there, perfect for NFTs, honestly. Yeah, it's
just a matter of time when someone uses that name NFTs and puts a cryptocurrency behind it.
Yep. I think the first,
and then it's
I'd bet my money on Grand Theft Auto. I'd bet my money on the new Grand Theft Auto doing it. Imagine that ecosystem.
To be honest, it would make so much sense. They milked GTA 5.
Yes. So imagine. Oh, are you still there? Hello? Crap. What happened?
Like the possibilities for Grand Theft Auto in the future are just endless. Like if they would bring out NFTs and a cryptocurrency around Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah. Like I had disconnected from the space for a second, so I missed what you said. But yeah, like the ecosystem's there. You have the lore, the story, where you put that cryptocurrency inside that story, like you're using it as your purchasing power inside that ecosystem. You have the skins, the shops inside the map. You have the cars. Imagine car NFTs. You have the parts for the cars. You got the weapons. It's set up perfectly, I think, for that.
Imagine you would steal a car in the next GTA Online, and once you turn it into your own car, it becomes an NFT. You kind of mint it by stealing it. I think you would have to make the system of actually stealing a car and making it your own much harder. But imagine you could have a game where you could, I don't know, do what's not allowed in the real world, but make money of it. It would
Yeah.
be so funny. So yeah, I think GTA is
And then
probably one of the best
when you go to
examples.
buy a car, it's like a marketplace. You know, you have people that
Yeah.
the only cars you can buy are the ones that people are willing to sell, that they're NFTs. You know, so you go to that,
Hmm.
like there's no other cars on the market. Or maybe like there's a way where you can, like you said, mint them if you like had missions and you had to unlock them somehow. I don't know,
or
whatever.
it or it is like the real market conditions around cars. You buy a new one, you step in, you open it the first time, and then lose value. So you think about
Yeah,
buying it new from the dealer or buying it from someone else in the game, but he drove it already. There
yeah.
might be a small dent in the bumper that you have to fix. I don't know. Like the possibilities if you involve NFTs are even bigger, I think.
Yeah, I think about that because like I watch. I don't know if you watch. I watch a lot of GTA RP, like the No Pixel server. I watch like different people. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know about that scene, but yeah, it's pretty cool because like they do their own like role playing on the server and they're
Yeah,
using GTA
I've been
5.
in that scene for
Yeah,
GTA San Andreas for like, I don't know, 2 to 3 years.
yeah.
Not in GTA 5, but in GTA San Andreas. I told a funny story to Fred and Dave in Denver, because we all had that thing going on in our teenage years, and for me it was GTA San Andreas Online, and I was the guy, like I was playing with my best friend, and he was the hardworking guy driving buses all day to make some hard-earned money, and I was the one spending time in the project forum. I think that's how you call it, right? Where you can message and buy cars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Buy cars with neon lights. I would buy them, flip them. I would buy us a nice villa, and then suddenly I was saying to my best friend, "You know what? We have to move out of our house. We got a good offer. I sold it. So you got to park your cars elsewhere." So it was so funny. Like I've been kind of dealing with NFTs, if you want to say it like that. I've been flipping NFTs since my teenage years because
Yeah.
in that game they were limited as well. People were paying top dollars for some things, and I got them cheap. I sold them for more money. It was super funny.
Yeah. Well, man, it's been exciting to talk to you today and learn just kind of a little bit about you and your background and about Tavern Squads and what's coming up for Tavern Squads. The future is bright, for, not only for you guys, for all NFTs, and to hear your vision and the direction you guys have for dungeon raids. Man, the it's just it gets me excited. Like that's the moment I've been waiting for. Something like this and the gamified aspect of NFTs, because you know I'm an older guy. I don't spend as much time playing video games like I used to. You know, I have a baby on the way, so like I'll be even more time dedicated to that. So like to be able to have an NFT collection where I'm not just sitting there watching the marketplaces, worried about, you know, if the floor is going this way or that way. I have my Tavern Squad, and like, oh, there's a dungeon raid happening in a couple hours. I'm gonna send them off, and boom, I can set it and forget it. Or if I have the time, I can do, like you said, the lore based ones where I can be more interactive with it. And yeah, man, it's exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, if
Yeah, I
it,
think yeah, I'm so ready for dungeon raids, and yeah,
yeah.
um, I don't know. Do we want to open up for some questions as
Yeah, if
well? If
there's
someone has some
anybody
questions.
that wants to ask any questions, feel free to request to speak and just kind of raise your. Well, I mean, if you request to speak, then I'm expecting you to ask a question. But yeah, we'll open it up. I know I got a couple people on YouTube that might want to ask questions. If you guys want to comment your questions, then feel free. But yeah, man, it's been a blast up until this point. I know you guys are ready for the next things, but like you said, and with everything, it takes time, and you're just enjoying your time that you have right now, and just building and having fun with the community.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. I mean, I said it. We're gonna bring out small things here and there, probably even on bi-weekly basis. Don't hold me up to this, but even if it's just a new achievement here and there, we saw it. Like, people love to have something new, and there are so many small things we can do for the community that bring in a lot of new fun. So we're gonna keep doing that until dungeon raids are out. Then we're gonna evolve that, and it's gonna be a blast.
I got a question on YouTube. Are we going to be able to send derps to raids?
So, I've been in talks with multiple projects that obviously showed big interest in dungeon raids, and I could see something like that happen in a way. Like, I don't know, Dave might kill me now because I don't know. You talked about it.
Look,
but
nobody's listening. Nobody's gonna repeat this anywhere else, right?
Yeah. I mean, imagine if you have some special raids that even involve lore that is shared between some communities, or if you have a special raid where you have, additionally to your 3 adventures, you have a little field for a companion in NFT. And that companion NFT can be from collection X, Y, Z.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what if like you get to a certain part in your season and you discover a portal to like another dimension, right? And like that portal allows you to bring over other collectors or collections into your ecosystem or into your lore of Tavern Squads.
Yeah.
And, derps can pass through that portal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's cool. Yeah, so I guess I'll leave it up a little bit longer. We're hitting right at 3:15 on my time. I know you. I don't want to keep you too late.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. You can bring somebody said on YouTube. You can bring kegs to the tavern. Yeah, that's true. We got Kegger Squad and Derps. I'm sure your Tavern Squad members would love to have kegs brought over to the tavern.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do. It's so funny because whatever you mention, so many things would make so much sense, and that's why I think dungeon raids is such a good base, because even if we did everything that we talked about in this space now, even then you would find something new, something cool that you could implement into dungeon raid that would A, make sense, and B, would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think it would take us only 2 to 5 minutes to find another cool idea that we didn't talk about in this Twitter space that you could implement into dungeon raids. Yeah. It's easy to find new things.
Yeah. And so, and you had mentioned earlier that possibly having something with the tying in the lore that you guys already have written into that reminds me, I want to listen to the rest of the chapters. I think I made it like I was like in the first 10 minutes of chapter 4, and then I haven't finished it, so I want to finish it. They had just fought like this big monster. I don't know what it was, but they just fought this big monster, and they're like that's where I'm at right now. So I need to
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but to be honest, the chapter where they started fighting and the sound effect, it drags you into the story so deep.
When I was listening to it, I was just imagining, like, I could picture where they were. Like, it helps. Like, the sound effects, the sound of the monster, the thuds, like even like the person hitting the wall, and like them grunting as they're like kind of wiping themselves off and kind of dusting themselves off in the fight. Like, it's
and
cool.
All these little descriptions. I mean, we have a new lore writer now, because I like to, like I said, I like to work with people from the space. Mm-hmm. And our first lore writer was someone we knew from on the outside, but I just love to keep everything within the space. So our new lore writer is picking up, but when it comes to the next fight, I'm definitely gonna tell him, like, A, listen to that. He's listening. He had to listen to lore already anyway. And B, describe it as detailed as you can, because once it's going to be voice acted, you can see this fighting scene in front of your eyes with these sound effects and the descriptions about the scene, and I really like that.
Yeah, I know my wife. Like every once in a while, I hear her. She'll have like her phone on and like listening to like an audiobook, like maybe like from the Lord of the Rings or some other, like even like Harry Potter or something like that. And it's funny because like when I was listening to the Tavern Squad lore, like it reminded me a lot of that, like the voice actors in those, like kind of very descriptive. Well, I mean, I guess it's because of the author of the books, but with the way they did the character, the voices, and changing from this character to the next, like it makes you really think like, oh, you're in your mind, you're switching from looking at one person to another person, and then like, so like even
and
like
that's gonna stay. The voice actor is gonna stay the same. Just the one who's writing the lore is gonna be someone else. So you probably won't even notice the difference because everything voice acted is probably gonna stay the same. It's more a matter of, are we gonna continue the voice acting? But I mentioned something about the main characters of the lore and a little collab that's coming up around that. And I think that's gonna be for the, I don't know if how you want to call it, but that's kind of gonna be our proof if we want to continue the voice acting part as well, because it's super expensive. I mean, you can imagine like he's not only reading it out, that's one part, but he's also has to edit it, and especially when all these sound effects come in. Chapter 4 took him 22 hours.
Yeah, well, chapter 4 was a good like 20 minutes, right? I forget what it was. Yeah, so
but 22 hours of work. Just imagine that for a single chapter. So it's not cheap, but it's something I would love to keep up, and it's something that's kind of gonna be about how this little collab that I'm talking about is received from the community, because this collab is gonna be based around lore, the main characters, something super cool, and really a small thing, but something that would fund all this lore stuff for quite a while, and then we'll obviously keep that up at the highest level of quality.
I got a question. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might be mistaken. Are the characters inside the lore, are they direct like reflections of the races and the things inside Tavern Squad in the collection? Or is
yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay.
So if you look at our collection, you will find one race that doesn't really fit the good side of things right away, and it's kind of the orcs. Because in every single RPG, orcs are rather on the, let's call it, darkest bad side of things.
Yeah.
So the orc isn't in our lore yet, and that orc got swapped out for a goblin. So the five main characters are the five races, but the orc, and we have a goblin in place for that. And a little hint at chapter 5, someone else is gonna join those five, but it's not an orc.
Okay.
So the orc still has to wait for his moment. But yeah, I want to build up the whole lore around these 5 or then 6 characters, and B, I want to make the main character people recognize, because we write all this lore, but I think it's important to connect it to the NFT world so people realize A, we have the lore, and B, that they can imagine those characters. And I probably said too much already. If someone is in all the groups and all the gamers I've done, you could connect some dots now. But even if you could, it would be fine for me.
I'm asking, would these characters be like one-of-one mints in the future?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a collab. So it's nothing our artist is gonna work on. I think it's gonna be even better.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, I can say it's probably gonna be kind of one-of-ones, but with copies. So if you would have
Okay.
one-on-ones, you would only have 6 NFTs. That would mean only 6 people could
Yeah,
enjoy
of course.
the main characters in the way I imagine it to be. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just an idea now, and I think our community is has come far enough for me to talk about ideas without um, without holding me onto it.
Yeah.
But what I can say, it's gonna be a really small, and I've never said that anywhere before. I just dropped some hints here and there. It's probably gonna be a really small collection,
Yeah.
and really small for me is around, I don't know, 200,
Yeah.
100, 200 NFTs, with something around the main characters
Yeah.
of our story.
That's cool.
And like I said, it would be a proof for us if that little collection sells out. It would be a proof for us to keep up the lore at the
Yeah.
level we are doing it, because that would show us that people are interested in that at that part of Tavern Squad as well.
Yeah. I have one more question, because I was thinking when you had mentioned, like the good side versus the bad side, and how orcs are sometimes associated with the bad side of things and stories and stuff like that. And it got me thinking, like, with dungeon raids, of course, you're able to use, all these different races, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 races to go on those dungeon raids, right? And you had mentioned, like, possibly later on, like, increasing the supply at some point, if it's needed. Would that be like the people that you fight, like the other side of things, like the dungeon monsters?
I thought about that as well, and I think that's an I mean, of course, it's an option.
Yeah.
But that would also mean that you always would have to kind of pair up.
Yeah. You'd have to match
people
them
with.
out.
Yeah, so I think if we go down that route, you would have to have it as a special dungeon raids, that you can also do dungeon raids without having to wait for enemies to appear or the other side to send off enemies as well. But yeah, it could be either that, or it could be introducing more NFTs on the side that's already there.
Okay. Interesting. Well, look, I enjoyed this thoroughly. I learned a lot, and it's got me even more excited for Tavern Squads. I really think, man, this time that we're in with NFTs is just, we're just getting started. Seeing the volume and the just the people from Sol, from ETH. A lot of people being upset with Solano and coming over to Cardano and stuff. So it sucks for that side. I feel for those people that were on the other side of the Magic Eden debate or whatever situation, and but it's exciting for Cardano that those people are coming, and they're seeing that we're a welcoming community. And so just to see the volume pick up here and see certain projects like you guys pick up in volume, it's much deserved. And man, I just think I made a mention in your Discord, I don't know, maybe like a week or so ago, or maybe 2 weeks, that by the end of within 30 days, that you guys would be pushing a 200 floor. And I still believe it, man. You guys have so much in the works, and I think right now are way undervalued, but it's a good place for people to join in, right? It's a good time for new holders to be like, hey, look, I'm looking for a solid project that does more than just holding my NFT, right? Like, I can do stuff with it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And thank you to all the kind words you just said. And I kind of want to agree with you what you said about the 30 days and the floor price, but I think we can close out on me saying or reflecting how it went in the past. Like, I think the collection, if you want to call it pumps, had 3 to 4 pumps now.
Yeah.
And the first pump was obviously after we sold out.
Hmm.
We went up to, I don't know, it was only like this small jump from mint actually. So we had a lot of trades, but the floor was actually way below mint when we minted out, because obviously we minted for quite a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
remember.
after mint finished, we went to, I think, around 50.
Yeah. Hmm.
Not even 50, I think 45 or something.
I think it got
And
to 50. I think it got to 50.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, then it pulled back massively too. I
Hmm.
think we were at around 28 ADA right before CNFTCon, and then it suddenly pumped to 50 during CNFTCon for
Yeah.
I think for the reason that a lot of people just found out about Tavern
Mhm.
Squad, and after that it pulled back a little bit again. But just a week later, when I was in Denver, we had another massive run up to 90, 95, and
Mhm.
I think now we're in the kind of correction phase again.
Yeah, yeah,
And
staying stable around 80, 80 to
yeah,
85. Like it's holding there, which is
yeah,
exciting. It's holding there. Plus, it's the listings are still staying around 4.5%. Um, the,
and that's the point that gets me exciting, because from the, let's call it, first pump, listings were around 12%, and the
yeah.
second we went
Hmm.
down to 9, and then 7%, and now we are at 4.5%. So even though the floor didn't change as much, it's comparable to Derp. And if you look at the Derp history and how the listings went and how the little
Hmm.
pumps, what they did to the floor, and what suddenly happened because there were so little listings, and the floor, I think it pumped from um, around 100 to 500. And
Yeah.
then you thought, okay, that's sick. What's gonna happen next? Yeah, we're gonna have a correction. No, the same happened as for Tavern Squad.
Yeah.
1 week later, we had another pump to up to 1,400. Now we are in the correction phase. It kind of settles in around 1K,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be a threshold. It's not gonna. I don't see. Okay, Derp Birds is actually around 800 right now, and I've talked to a friend the other day. I can't see it going much lower than sorry, 600 before it starts its next run.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like Derps, of course, during this time, I think a lot of people, may have chased the pump and then are trying to liquidate to get into other projects to see it popular. It always happens.
Hmm.
But then and then the
Always.
same with Tavern. That the floor is very thin. Like it's it happens all the time. It goes up, it starts to correct. People start to list, and maybe they get impatient, and then the new holders or people looking to find a solid project are like, oh look, I can buy in now, and then that traction starts again. So it's been fun, and then with the new amount of holders, the new amount of faces and people jumping into Cardano just alone, they'll eventually make their rounds to the projects that they see are building and that are doing things, and I believe you guys are in a great position for that right now. And so if you're listening and you haven't checked out Tavern Squad, I look, you don't have to go buy one. Just jump into the Discord, talk to people, figure it out, see what's going on, check out the site, check out the lore, and enjoy your time there. And if that's something that you see is like, oh man, this project is solid, then if you have a little bit of ADA, go grab one. It don't hurt. Like you said, it's right now it's like a $30 game. Try it out, rent it. If you don't like it, sell it back. But I promise you'll like it. I know.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun, and the future is great for you guys. And yeah, I want to say thank you, Nash. Thank you, Knackfish. I say Nash, Knackfish. I shortened it up into one word. Thank you
Yeah.
for your time. What does that mean, by the way? Someone said it's German.
Oh yeah, it is German. So it doesn't mean much. We had a school trip, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years
Uh
ago.
huh.
We had a game where you would write down words that are two words. I don't know. You have English words that you can split up in two words that are still words on their own.
Yeah.
So we had to write down those words, but on two pieces of paper. Then we threw them all in a bucket and we drew new words. And my new word was Knackfish.
Okay.
So the first part is Knack. It's you can say it in English as well. I think there was a game called Knack, and the second part is Fish. So I put that together, Knackfisch. It sounded funny, something to remember. I chose that as my gamer tag, and that's how Knackfisch was born.
That's funny. Yeah, it's so funny to hear people's gamer tags and their names and why they have them. Um,
Yeah,
there's so many here. Like, I mean, maybe that's their actual names. I don't know, but like JK's name, I have no idea what that means. But his name is funny. You got Half Loaf. I'm calling people out that are listening right now. Smooth Daily. You got all these people. Like it's just funny, like where the names come from, and like
yeah,
some people are like, I got on Xbox and that's the name they gave me, and that's what stuck with me. So it's just funny to hear like, our kids or maybe kids growing up would be like, well, it was the name of an NFT collection I was a part of or something. Like that's gonna be like the next.
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah. So, man, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for
Yeah, thanks for
in.
having me.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did. It's opened my eyes
Same
to
here,
a few
same
things.
here.
And man, maybe next time I have you on, it'll be like after Dungeon Raid version 1 launches, and we talk about that.
Yeah, or even if we plan an AMA from the project officially, like I would love to have someone as a host.
Yeah.
Because I think someone that is doing on a regular basis is doing a much better job than if I would host a space. So yeah, let's keep in touch. Let's see what we can throw together in the future.
Yes,
Sure.
sure.
I want to do these things more regularly because I think it's a great way for the community to get in touch with me and the project.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me.
No problem. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and share this space so other people can hear it. The best way to get the word out and to have people jump into the community and to jump into a project is to share it. You never know what your little retweet or like or comment on a post might do to get a new follower or a new person, new eyes on the project. That new person might be someone who'd be like, I love this thing. I'm buying 100 or I'm buying 200. It's not just about that, but it does help out the project and the team and the whole ecosystem. And so every little bit helps and counts. And man, it's been a blast. Thank you guys so much. For those watching YouTube, thank you. I'm going to end both at the same time. So thank you for Twitter Space people. Appreciate you guys. It's been crazy. I've just started this a couple months ago, and it's been a blast doing these Twitter Spaces. And man, the sky's the limit. Hopefully, one day I'll have like Elon Musk on a Twitter Space or something. That'd be cool, right? Maybe.
I would love that. I'm a huge fanboy.
Yeah, I'll have to reach out to him. Maybe I'll DM him later and see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have his number, just DM me.
Okay.
Just kidding.
All right, you guys. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate you guys. Y'all stay derpy and stay Tavern Squaddy. I don't know. What do y'all say?
Yeah, I don't know. We have to invent something in the next one. I think stay squatty.
Stay squatty. We'll come up with something. Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Y'all have a good day, good evening, or good morning. Y'all enjoy y'all's day. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you, YouTube. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to end it now. Yeah, go rewind, catch up on everything. If you want to check the beginning of the YouTube stream, feel free. Thank you, Fly Off. Appreciate you. And yeah, man, the Tavern Squad community has been patient. And dude, I'm telling you, those kind of communities, those projects usually end up doing well. You see it all the time. Just a community that's strong, devs that are building, projects that are building. They do well in the end. All right, peace, y'all. Have a good one. I'm out. My voice is done.